I should touch on this real quick because I find myself conflicted with like trying to figure it out. Who do you guys see as the lead receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Nathan, since you just joined, I'll let you start with this one. Who is if you're we play fantasy football, who's your favorite receiver on the Steelers team, fantasy wise?
I have Juju Smith-Schuster on my team this year, so I got to go with Juju Smith. But if I had to go another receiver, I would say Chase Claypool. I think this guy is a stud, and I think he's improving. He's going to improve it. He's going to improve this year, have a great season, and with Big Ben back, I think he's going to get more targets with Juju Smith.
Okay. Jordan, what's your take on that one? Yeah, what receiver you think is going to lead this the Steelers?
No, I think the number one wide receiver, I believe, is going to be it's Juju Smith-Schuster. I do believe it's his team to run. I know that last year, wasn't the best year for him, but at the end of the day, this young wide receiving core, and of course, all the little antics with Juju Smith-Schuster, I do believe he's learned from that. He's learned not to do, those silly little stunts during the in the midfield, but I think that this is a good growing season for him. And if he becomes the number one wide receiver and acts like he needs to be, this is going to be a really good year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I predict that they're going to make a surprise run towards a potential wild card for the AFC.
Yeah, real quick too. I pulled up the target shares in this one from week 1. It looks like my man, and I think my man Super Saiyan Lions, I didn't get to click on the comment, but I agree with what you said completely. He said Deontay Johnson for receptions, Claypool for touchdowns. I'm not a big fan of Juju, to be fair, or to be honest with you guys. I don't think he's I don't know, he doesn't look that great since his the first 2 years in the league. But if for anyone asked or curious the same question, like what's your receiver to go with, if this answers or helps you at all, this is the target share from the Steelers in week 1. He had Deontay Johnson lead it with 10, Smith-Schuster with 8 after that, and Claypool with 5 after that. So maybe Deontay Johnson. I don't know. What do you think, Ben?
I think it's Juju by default, just because he's been there the longest, and also I think Tomlin's been very vocal about him being the leader with these wide receivers. So I think it's him by default, but I do think the other guys are probably going to get more targets than him. And then also, I'm not really the biggest fan of Juju either, because he had an opportunity when AB left to be the clear-cut, top 10 wide receiver, and he just didn't do that. So I'm not the biggest fan of him either.
I agree. If they kind of let me down there, Chris, you want to speak on that real quick?
I mean, right now, I really think it's still Juju, like most of y'all said. But I think as this season goes on, Claypool will emerge as that number one. I still think he's more versatile. And I think he showed a lot of that last year on what he could do when he was running the ball on those end arounds and all that. But I really think come towards the end, Juju's going to be kind of weaned out, and, Claypool's going to be the man that Ben looks for.
Yeah, with Claypool being like a lengthier guy, I think that he's from Canada. I think they coined him the nickname Mapletron. I think, and after my guy Megatron.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it.
Mapletron.
It's easy. Speak easy, baby.